Okay, bit of a late start. There was major news at 6:30, but an hour and a half ago. Really moved these again. So I'm going to go back to dollar yen here after yesterday. It never sold off yesterday, and now it's consolidating. So I took 3 losses yesterday. Probably should have only taken one, maybe two. I was a little anxious to hit them because I don't know. I assumed that New York would sell off based on Asia and London session, and that was ignorant of me. And because of that reason, we took some losses. So this was the loss to. I took losses that I didn't need to. I didn't wait for a real shift of structure. So I should have waited for yesterday. I should have waited for a break of structure that was higher than a 1 minute or even the 5 minute. But this 30-minute break of structure right here, that was at 5:30 last night. So that would have been Asia session. So there was no break of structure during New York. And so I took 3 losses during New York. You can see them all in here highlighted. A couple, there's 3 here. So now this morning, you can see price came up and filled these imbalances that it created. So super nice to see that. We had a 30-minute break of structure here, and now if we go down to the 1 hour, or up to the 1 hour, I guess, there's a 1 hour swing low here. Price never tested it, came close, but there's this 4 hour imbalance that price came down and filled and created these 2 1 hour imbalances, and now price has just filled those two. So we should be looking to sell off now, but I'm going to make sure that I don't do anything prematurely today. I'm not going to be in a rush. Oh man, look at these imbalances, how nice they fill. Like this is the 15, just comes up. This was news, filled it, sells right off. So all these imbalances are filled. Price is looking really legit now. We just have to wait for a true break of structure out of the downside and check these imbalances. So I'm going to watch just going to look at market milk here quick for the day. So Kiwi CAD, Aussie CAD, the biggest movers upwards, and then downwards CAD yen and pound Kiwi for the biggest losers. So I'm not concerned with this. I'm going to still focus on dollar yen and the S&P 500. So those are going to be my main focuses this morning. So we'll start with dollar yen. Keep it simple here. We'll mark these imbalances. So these 30s got filled and this one got created. So I want this one to fill first. And then let's see the 15s. There's no 15s. Let's see if there's 5 minutes. No, there's no 5s. Oh, there's a tiny one up here. I'm going to mark it just in case if price decides to start moving upwards heavily. There's this 1 hour imbalance that never got filled here. It's not highlighted because it's old. It's from the very beginning of April, so about a month and a half old, so that makes sense. Oh, ideally, I would have liked price to come up and hit that first, but it didn't, so it is what it is. Definitely not the end of the world. Want price to break this 1 hour swing low. But I might take a trade before that, depending on the other structure. So if this 30-minute gets filled, that'd be really good. Then I'd be interested in taking a trade before this 1 hour getting broken. A big concern I have here, and why I'm not in a hurry. Oh, this is actually a 1 hour imbalance. Not just a 30, very, very tiny 1 hour. Pretty small 30-minute too, but an imbalance nonetheless. So, but we got this massive, massive, massive 1 hour imbalance right below here. So there was the 4 hour just above here, which price came down and filled. But now it's got this 1 hour, and then a 30-minute not far below that. And this 30-minute's huge. So, ton of buyers in here. So I don't see this just flying down like I was hoping for yesterday. I thought there'd be a massive sell-off just because it moved up so quickly. I thought it would also move down quickly. It didn't move down at all. So it might take all of New York session and maybe Asia session tonight for this to move downwards and kind of chip through this imbalance first, just because it's so big. There's going to be so many buyers in here. it's going to have a tough time. It's not just going to fly through there. So definitely not in a hurry. I'm going to set an alert here. So when price breaks this 30-minute swing low, I want to be notified. The price crosses this 30-minute swing low extension. Let me know, because I'd be interested in this trade. But a bunch of things have to occur. I'm not interested if this doesn't get filled. I'm not interested on the first break of structure. I'm not going to enter as soon as this breaks here. I'm going to let it break, come back up a little bit, maybe break again, create a lower swing low, because again, there's still so much potential in this trade. If we're thinking about the week, we're looking at like the full weekly retracement, or this leg of price, this 1 hour leg of price, which, I mean, you could even drag this back further down to here. Even after, yeah, I mean, it hasn't retraced at all since last week, early last week. So it's definitely due for a good retrace. There's a ton of potential here. But even if you're just looking at a 50% 618 retracement of this leg here, I mean, that puts you in this 1 hour imbalance here. So like you're looking at a 1 to 23, you know, if you got in around this area once price starts breaking. So ton of profitability in this still. So that's based on a weekly perspective. This could definitely move 110 pips downwards. So that's no problem. I think it moves like 150 a day. So 186 a day. So it could do this entire move in a day. It just takes the right day. So I don't think it'll be today, maybe not even tomorrow, but maybe Thursday. This will really start to move. So I'm just going to, it's probably going to just keep consolidating in this area, right? It's got these big imbalances to fill, so it'll take some time. And then as it comes down, it'll start creating some more imbalances to go back upwards and fill. So not in a rush for this at all. We have our alert set for when price breaks this 30-minute. I want to know when it hits this. Oh, we got an alert for this already. I want to know when it hits that 1 hour. I want to know when it hits this 30-minute. This is only a 5-minute, but it must be really big, because it's, oh, I don't know if it's just not marked anymore. Oh yeah, it would have been here. It's not that big. I'm going to delete this. This 5 minutes not important. How big is this? 15? 15 is really big. So, okay, we'll keep it that way. These are our main prices. Where this price comes through here, these are all our prices we want to be notified about. That's where it's going to struggle with. So that's dollar yen. Moving on here to the S&P 500. So wants to just keep breaking up. So might head all the way up to this 4 hour. How big is this 4 hour up here? Let her load. Nothing, eh? What? No, it's really small. There's no 4 hour. It's really, really tiny, but it's here. It's old. It's from the beginning of March, so. But it's still relevant. So what we're going to do is plug these 1 hours in. I'm going to be really patient with this too. Set these 1 hour imbalances. We got some 30s here. But I do think this is going to sell off by the end of the week. Probably once dollar yen actually decides to start selling off too. So there's our 30s. We got some 15s in here. We'll pop these in. And that's as low as we'll go for now. So a ton of imbalances in here as this keeps breaking higher. Keep in mind there's also this tremendous gap here that will have to be filled at some point. Well, it doesn't have to, but it more than likely will. So this gap functions as an imbalance too. So this market, and it might not fill this week, but it's super relevant, right? There's a lot of people that, a lot of buyers that never got in here. You know, the price closed on Friday, opened up on Monday, well, Sunday night, I guess. They never got in. You know, they would have wanted to buy between 56.62 and 57.13. You know, it's about 50, 60 points that price moved and no one was able to get in on. So I would really keep in mind price coming back down to this area. Right? It's easy to just think, oh, the stock market's just booming now. It's just going to keep going up. It's moving so quick, but the faster it moves up, the faster it can move down. So remember, there's all these imbalances down here that never got filled. So not that I'm pessimistic, but do see this coming back down, especially as it starts to hit these bigger imbalances here. Got this weekly one. You have this daily one all the way up here. And then if we just look at the range for the S&P 500, it's about 300 points a week. It's already moved 217 and it's barely Tuesday morning, so it's moved quite a bit. We're going to adjust this to 300. Keep it very very reasonable here. 41, I think. There we go, 300. And that 300 includes the gap, so technically it would be right here from the close. So past this 4 hour, don't see it going up a ton more after that. And then, oh, it's actually in an 8 hour. I didn't even notice this. I have the 8 hour time frame on here, but I never look at it. So this is actually huge. And the reason I like the 8 hour, but I don't know why I don't look at it more, but the reason I put it on here is because 8 hour is very sessional if you think about it. So, you know, New York has an 8 hour session, Asia has an 8 hour session, and London has an 8 hour session. So there's 3 eight hour candles in a day, and they're very sessional. So it would make sense that like this is New York's session candle here. So as New York starts to close and Asia starts to open, prices will want to get filled the opposite direction, or at least a retracement of this candle alone for the next session. So we're going to mark this, especially because it's so big here, and there's not really any other major imbalances in this area, but there's this 8 hour one is really significant. So we're going to mark that because this 4 hour one is old and it's really tiny, but this 8 hour one is not that old. Oh, it's actually almost as old, but for whatever reason, it's still it's just more relevant. That's why it's highlighted here. So we're going to mark this one too as price comes back down. So like looking at this, I mean, even this 4 hour leg of price here, where there's been no retracements, I mean, it's going to have to pull back at some point. So, but I mean, and then if you extend it to this daily, I mean, there's been no pullbacks since here. So about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. So it's going to pull back at some point for sure. So I'm just going to wait. This might be ready. Maybe tonight. I won't take any trades tonight no matter what, but I'll wait till New York tomorrow. But let this just keep going up for the day. Maybe it hits this 4 hour imbalance. Let the week really get exhausted and overextended. And then we might have a nice midweek reversal. So even if we're looking for a, let's just say it does come up to this 4 hour imbalance, and that's the weekly high. We're looking for a retracement back down as long as structure allows it to, oh, that's the wrong one, template, S&P. So let's just say price hits this, pulls back, creates a 1 hour swing low, and then breaks that. We'd be looking for a short up in this area and being able to target, you know, at least the 38.2, basically target all these imbalances. I would target this 8 hour imbalance because it's close to the 50% retracement. And that's keeping in mind, like, if price only comes up to this line. If it goes a little bit further, let's say it goes a little bit higher, fills this imbalance. This 8-hour imbalance is real close to this 50% retracement, so super valid to trade like this, but that might be later on in the week. So we're just going to keep that in mind this whole time. Set some alerts. Not really interested. I'll look at other pairs, but I'm not really interested in taking any trades on them. I think dollar yen and the S&P 500 are my money makers this week. I'm down on dollar yen for those few trades I took yesterday that were losses because I really went against the upwards momentum and I shouldn't have done that. I was ignorant and I assumed New York would sell off, and it never gave me the structure that it was, but I just assumed it was. So that is on me. But all these imbalances need to be filled, and these are imbalances that were just created this week. So then you have all the other ones down here that at some point will most likely be filled too. Might not be this week, but if these imbalances all get filled, it'll create some new ones, come back up, fill those, and then maybe it comes down and fills all these. So it just comes down to the range, right? So your range for the month is about 450, 460, and it's already at 316. So it really only has, maybe between 100 and 150 more points to go for the rest of the month. So, and it's only mid-month. So by the end of this week, I would say this is probably moved. I would say it's probably moved as much as it's going to move for the month. So the monthly high should be established within the end of this week. And then next week, it'll look to retrace, at least somewhat. So if it's just this amount or if it's the full amount, if you look at, the month, for example, here, there's a gap down here that never got completely filled either. If we look at just the month here, where is the low for May? The low for May, where is it? Right here? Maybe it's here. Very close. Let's just say it's right here. They'd be very close. Let's see. This is 56.25, 59, 56. 76. No, 55, 76. 55, 76, 24, 34. So this is the low. Oh, that's really close. So you'd be looking at a retracement of something like this for the month, which would also put us in this this 1 hour imbalance here. So, but that is down the road. That might be the considerations at the end of the week, not now. So right now I'm worried about this week, letting price come up as high as it wants to, create some swing lows that it can then break, and then start filling these imbalances. So you kind of have this week's trade, which will probably come towards the end, maybe Thursday, Friday. And then you have next week's trade also forming as price makes its high for the month here, more than likely. And then because it's moved so much all month, right, everyone wants to take their profits at the top here because they've made, 5% or 4%, whatever it is. I don't know what it's up this month, but let's see. This says, doesn't even tell me. Usually it has a percentage up here. Oh, 0.58 on the day. Oh yeah, so we're up 5% this month already. So by the time it gets up to here, it'll be like maybe 7, 8. So then people want to take their profits. So that's what we're going to wait for. No rush on this. We're just going to let this keep coming up, do its thing. We got some big bull candles here. Let some swing lows form, either in here or up here. Let this week fully exhaust itself, and then we'll look to sell off. So that was the S&P 500, and now we're just waiting for this, real slow. I'm not going to take any trades this morning. I got my alert set, so we're just going to let this do its thing. Fill this imbalance, consolidate, come down, tap this imbalance, get bought up a little bit because there's so many buyers in here. And then probably tomorrow morning we'll be looking at potentially taking a trade, depending on where this is. So that's pretty much all I got. So I'm focused on. I'll look at these because they move so much. What's moved so much this week? Aussie yen, dollar yen, euro kiwis moved a lot this week downwards. Kiwis moved a lot today. We'll look at Aussie CAD quick, just because. So I'm focused on the other pairs, but this is still getting pretty ripe. So it's got about another 50 pips to go for the week. But it's created some nice imbalances here. On the 1 hour, real steady. So, oops. I'm looking for all these to fill. Wow, I wonder if this trade would have worked out. It would have been perfect. It's a 30-minute. We don't want that. We want this one. Yeah, something like that. So just kind of letting this do its thing. I'm going to set an alert once price hits. I mean, I'm probably not going to take anything on this because I'm probably being something else. But once ATR for the week is greater than the last 5, set an alert, because then this might be exhausted. It's into this weekly, these weekly wicks as well. So up in here, about 50 pips away, so it would be right at the top here. So yeah, I mean, if this just keeps going up and creating imbalances by like Wednesday evening, Asia session, this might be looking to sell off. So I'll keep it in mind. You know, I'll never pass up a good setup, but and especially if I'm not in anything of the other two, like the S&P or dollar yen. If I'm not in any of those, then maybe I'll consider this Wednesday evening if it's set up. It's completely exhausted. So that's really all I got today. Sorry I was late. Friend got into town, so I was talking to her this morning. So yeah, but didn't miss much in the market. So it probably kept me from taking any bad trades, to be honest. So it's probably a good thing. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Was that 9 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 Eastern, whatever time it works out to be, around that time. So thanks for watching. Oh, I just seen your comment. Quite a big gap. Sure, it will go down there sooner or later. Yeah. Which pair are you talking about? There's big gaps on everything. Oh, this might fill this right now. Little tiny imbalance here. But you'll see, price will come up, tap this, and then not go any higher and just do its job and fill this tiny little imbalance. Look at this 15-minute swing low, just holding price. 1, 2, 3. And then if we look at this, can't make this up. Look at 618 retracement. Come up, sell off, head lower, but probably going to struggle with this 1 hour. It's 1 hour balance. There's just so many buyers in here. So many. Look, it taps this. Now it's selling off. Super beautiful. So yeah, I definitely have lots of time before this is ready. So I probably won't take anything tonight. I like my New York session. So just gonna let it do its thing. But yeah, that's dollar yen, S&P 500. Let it come up here. USD CAD I was watching this before. This is old. This is from last week. Look how big this 4 hour imbalance is. Now you're gonna get a double top up here because it's such a big imbalance. It has to come up, sell off, came up again, fill a little bit more. This is also a good sign. So if this is finding its high for the week, if it's struggling to go higher for the week, that'll help my dollar yen trade as well. So if dollar CAD's finding its high, then dollar yen's probably doing the same. So I would like this to create a 4-hour swing low with this candle that it can then break. It would take 2 more candles. So New York session for sure. There should be a swing low here. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Excited for the rest of the week. We still have some really good opportunities. You can see after these big bearish candles here, price is really not moving up much. Even with that news this morning, CPI really struggling now. So should create a low to break. So that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in.